All right, it's time for another Whiskey Quickie, and we're checking out some of our friends over at Loretto, Kentucky for Maker's Mark, and this is their BEP release, but actually it's called Barrel Entry Proof. So let's go. Here's some story.
Love the acronyms. Tech guy, you probably like all over that.
I mean, anything that's a 3-letter acronym, you're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It starts getting into it. But it's usually one of those things, it's an industry-only thing, and beyond that, everybody's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, so here's a little bit of a background to it. So in 2019, Maker's Mark introduced their wood finishing series, and this was the brand's first ever nationally available limited release. And over the next 5 years, they created things that would go on, with 21 and 22 seeing 2 releases. And for this year's expression, Maker's Mark said the brand's focus is showcasing the influence of their unique 110 barrel entry proof, hence BEP. So special finishing staves were used to amplify the notes of vanilla and sweet spice that naturally occur from lower barrel entry proofs. Barrel entry proofs start off as standard Maker's Mark, which is a wheated bourbon made in batches of less than 1,000 gallons. Then 10 virgin toasted American oak staves are then placed in empty standard Maker's Mark barrels, which are then refilled and returned to the warehouse to finish aging for an undisclosed amount of time. The release is cask strength with proofs ranging from 109.9 to 110, and this is also representing the 7th and the final expression in the Maker's Mark wood finishing series. So,
Really?
Yeah, it is non-age stated. However, this one is 110.7 proof that we are trying and has an SRP of $70.
I'm surprised this would be the last. I feel like this is just like a new trend coming on that people are, and I really love the oak alternative with the staves and whatnot, what they've done with this. So I'm sad to see it go.
Yeah, I guess once Jane and Denny said left, it was kind of like, well, what's
we're taking it with us.
We'll figure it out later.
Yep.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how they went with barrel entry proof and then said, well, we'll just go ahead and add oak alternatives to give it more character of what it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know. A little bit of a confusing story there for me, but let's see if the whiskey speaks for itself.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's good.
Yeah, that's true. So on with the nose. Sweetness.
Yeah. Getting some like chocolate covered cherries, a little bit of almond nuttiness.
I mean, I still get a very sweet corn note to it.
Yeah, a little bit corniness.
Cream
corny.
Cream corn.
We're corny.
Yeah. All right. I'll the taste.
You know, you get that, like that jiffy cornbread off the start, but then it opens as nice cherry note. There's a little bit of chocolate.
I would say so.
A little bit of brown, a lot of brown sugar, is like the predominant flavor here for me. So it's really sweet. It's kind of one-dimensional, maybe. It's like not overly complicated or not a lot of depth. It's very like kind of just sweet.
It's straightforward.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it.
It's solid.
It is.
Yeah.
If you get it, you're not going to be like, oh, this is the most crazy complex thing ever, but you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, for an everyday consumer who's just not going to nerd out, they'll really like this because it's very sweet and very straightforward
For sure.
what it is. So,
all right, so let's go ahead and rate it on the nose. What are you going to say?
Sideways.
Okay.
You know, there's just kind of some faint things there. Nothing really I was like, oh yeah.
Pulling something good. On the taste.
I'm kind of like 3/4-ish.
I'd say
okay.
okay.
It was good. There's some good sweetness there that I like.
Yeah, because I mean, it is an overly sweet sugar bomb, if I had to say. And the finish.
That's where I'll go, definitely sideways. There's not a ton there on the finish. It just it's overall solid. You know, it's not like it's just a solid expression.
There you go.
Yeah,
easy enough. Simple review, and that is our review of Maker's Mark BEP, or the Barrel Entry Proof Expression, which is the last in their Maker's Mark wood finishing series. But with that, cheers everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Toodles.